We are on set for the Around the NFL podcast. I'm joined by one of the hosts, Gregg Rosenthal. And Greg, what a great setup you guys have here. You just shot a recent episode, which will be dropping in just a few hours. What were some of the hot topics of the show?
Well, we did a mock draft. That's
always good.
That time of year, trying to figure out which Giants trade offer the Patriots would most enjoy turning down if Drake May actually gets to 3. But it's a lot of guesswork at this time of year, a lot of trades.
What do you have the Vikings doing, or did you get to make that pick?
The Vikings, in our mock draft, desperately tried to trade up to the Patriots at the number 3 pick. They wouldn't take the trade. They selected Drake May. And then the Vikings, I believe, did trade up to number 4 with the Cardinals. They gave up their 2 first-round picks. They gave up a pick next year, and they took J.J. McCarthy with the 4th pick.
What are your thoughts on that move?
I'm not in love with it. I just feel like I guess there's a lot of conviction with J.J. McCarthy, but the odds on the 4th quarterback in this class being worth multiple picks trading up for, I'd rather sit where they are now, actually, see if he actually falls, which I think is a bigger chance than people really make it out to be.
The Vikings made a move before the draft, which, it's always good to make that move before. You get that extra first-round draft pick, number 23 now at the Houston Texans. The front office talking about how it's all about the flexibility of that pick. What can they do with those 2 picks in the first-round draft that can really optimize the roster?
Well, they can trade up, obviously, to get a quarterback or a wide receiver, by the way, which would feel crazy when Justin Jefferson's already on the roster and you hit a home run last year with Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
But I just mean in terms of value, those are where the trade ups make sense to me. But you could also trade around. You could trade back. You can, once you see how the board falls at 11, maybe 23 is a spot that becomes valuable to them. But to me, they're a team that has a lot of needs. It's not going to be solved by one quarterback pick, whether it's on defense or offense.
So you don't go quarterback, let's say, with the first draft or with some of those picks. Where would you go? What is a good best player available situation for the Vikings in the first round?
I think where they're picking at least the first pick, there's a chance Dallas Turner is still available there, or a defensive tackle like Byron Murphy. There's going to be good defensive depth. I think some of these defensive guys are getting overlooked a little bit just because this is an exciting quarterback wide receiver class, and yet the talent to me is there, whether you take a cornerback, whether you take a defensive end. I feel like they need a lot of help on defense, and so I know Brian Flores did a great job coaching them up last year, but to me, in terms of pure talent, they could still get a lot better.
Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you. You can catch their podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as NFL.com.